My English sucks. People are not going to understand my accent. I need to be grammatically perfect before I speak. If you're having these thoughts, you're not alone. Hola amigos, Chelsea from Immigo English here. I know speaking is the hardest part of learning English or any other language, in fact. I wanted to talk to you guys about my personal experience of becoming fluent in English. And if I had to learn English all over again, how I would do it today. To give you a bit of a background, I was born and raised in South Korea, and I moved to the United States when I was 17. When I first moved here, I really struggled with speaking. It was almost ironic because I had spent more than 10 years learning English at school, like most of you guys watching this video. And what's even more ironic is that my English test score was very high in Korea. I would always get almost 100 out of 100, so I thought my English was good. So I thought, until I came to the United States, and when I first got here, I felt so much shame. A lot of you guys might be able to relate to me on this, but as you know, discrimination is real, especially if you're not white. And being Asian myself, I was so scared of people writing me off as this fresh off the boat kid who doesn't speak English and who has a thick accent. I was so afraid of being looked down upon. I was also suffering from this feeling that I had to be perfect. Grammar needs to be perfect. I need to use the right word. I need to sound natural. And when you are in your head a lot, like I was, you end up not being able to speak. Like I would go into a pizza store, and even though I knew grammatically how to put together a sentence, can I have a slice of pizza? I was overthinking way too much to the point where I ended up not being able to speak and just pointing at the pizza to order. Okay, so how did I get out of this and become fluent in English? Well, there are a bunch of things that I've done and tried to improve my English speaking. Some worked and some didn't. And today in this video, I would love to show you guys things that might work for you based on my own experience. So, above all, the rule of thumb to make anything successful is create a system, do not rely on your willpower. Take a look at your day-to-day. What does it look like? Are you just so busy with your work that you're barely fitting anything into your routine and schedule to improve your English? By the end of the day, are you just too tired to do anything so you end up not studying English? Or maybe you do a lot of English learning, but maybe it's only filled with input, like memorizing vocabulary, watching a new TV series, reading a new book, listening to English music, etc. But not enough output, like where you talk to someone or write to someone in English. If I relied on my willpower and motivation to do anything, I would never get anything done. Like if I waited until I feel like I want to go to the gym, I would never go because I never feel like going. But if all my friends go to the gym often and they invite me, or if I sign up for regular workout classes that happen every Friday, I will probably show up because I don't want to lose my money. Because I can't trust myself to always be in the mood to do the right thing, I need to rely on something that doesn't require willpower. Okay, so then what doesn't require willpower? Well, there are a few things. Number one is when it's fun, right? When we're watching Netflix, it doesn't require willpower. When other people are doing it around me, when your friends invite you to do something, it is less difficult than when you have to rely on yourself to do it. Or number three is when something is determined for you. When you sign up for a workout class that happens every Monday, you are more likely to show up. Maybe you can sign up for a class or a program that's within your budget that happens every week. And all you have to do is just show up. If you promise someone that you would do it, you're less likely to bail. And you can do this in person or online. There are a lot of options out there. Just try signing up for one class and go from there, whichever fits your style or schedule. A lot of platforms, I believe, like Preply or Amazing Talker, have tutors who offer classes that's as low as $5 per class. Or if you're tired of traditional class settings, you can try Immigo English. We make you feel like you're living in the United States by putting you in real life scenarios to practice English with real people, and AI gives you feedback on your English. For example, you can become a tourist in New York City asking for a direction, or a professional in San Francisco trying to get a new job. I'll leave a discounted link to Immigo English below for those of you guys who are interested. The point here is to find a system or routine that forces you to do it without having to think. Your thoughts will always find an excuse to not do the right thing. Do not rely on your willpower and rely on the environment you create. Okay, next one is to take note of new phrases day to day. When you are watching a movie or hear someone else use an interesting phrase or vocabulary, write it down on your phone notes and try to use it next time. I still do that myself to this date, and it has become a habit of mine. When I take note of these new expressions, they stick somewhere in my brain, even if I don't immediately absorb them as mine. So next time when I hear those phrases, expressions, or vocabulary again, my body will remember it better and it will just stick better. Okay, and now you have written it down on your phone somewhere, right? Try then to use them next time you get a chance. For example, I learned the phrase, "you were off by a mile" recently in a movie. This expression means you were not just wrong, you were like super wrong. Like 1 + 1 = 2. If you answered 3, then you were off by a little. But if you answered 500, then you were off by a mile. So then next time when I had the chance to tell someone that they were super wrong, I tried to use that phrase, "you were off by a mile." And then it felt more natural to me after using it. If you hadn't written it down, then you wouldn't have the chance and the opportunity to absorb this new expression. I try my best to do this with most of the new expressions I write down in my notes, and it's helped me expand my vocabulary and increase my word range significantly. Number 3, become a character. Literally, pick a TV or movie character you can feel invested in and identify with, and mimic what they say, including their accent and mannerisms. And okay, if you don't have a TV show that you love, you sometimes watch a Hollywood movie, right? Or sometimes you watch an interview with a famous Hollywood actor or a singer. When you see anyone who speaks English, try your best to repeat after them and mimic their accent, tone, and mannerisms. For example, when I was trying to improve my English, I was obsessed with the show Gossip Girl. I was obsessed to the point where I would memorize the whole script of some episodes. I was particularly in love with this one character, Blair Waldorf. She is this spicy, mean, but lovable character in the show. And I just loved everything about her. So let's say Blair Waldorf says here,
I'm the best of the best.
I'm best of the best. I will repeat after her, but not just the word by word, but everything. The tone of voice, accent, musicality of the sentence, the facial expressions and the mannerisms. Like she said,
I'm the best of the best.
I'm the best of the best. I don't just repeat, I'm the best of the best. I say, I'm the best of the best. I'm the best of the best. Like repeat after myself over and over again, just like how Blair said that in the show. And this is very important. You need to act like you're actually Blair in the movie. And the reason why I recommend that you attach yourself to a specific character is because that allows you to immerse yourself better in the situation. And that helps you absorb content and learn faster. And in this case, it allowed me to imagine as if I'm Blair and I'm interacting with other characters on the show. And that made it easy for me to feel like I'm actually having a conversation with other people. Number 4 is to practice with real people. I know there are a lot of AI tools out there, which is awesome. You can practice whenever, wherever you want to the AI and get corrections. But ultimately, language learning is not just about literally speaking the language, but learning to be social and interact with others in different ways. Practicing with AI is great, but after a while, I highly recommend you to practice with a real person. Feel free to build your confidence through those AI apps and tools by little. But once you feel a little bit more comfortable, try your best to find speaking partners or speaking opportunities with real people. Actually, there are a lot of free resources out there for you to do that, like Free for Talk, Hello Talk, Tandem, those language exchange apps. The only caveat is that often with these free resources, it's difficult to find people who have a similar level as you, or people with the same intention as you, or a safe space to practice in. Immigo English, again, is a great option if you don't want to go through the hassle of looking for the right person to practice with, or having to come up with the topics to talk about. Immigo gives you a structured, safe space where you can have guided conversations with people similar to your level and get AI and native speaker feedback. Back then, when these resources did not exist, I had to practice with pen pals online from all around the world. I think I found friends from like 20 different countries. And because English was the only common language we shared, I could only communicate with them in English. And because of that, I was able to improve my English very quickly. So even if you are living in the United States, you know how hard it is to make native speaker friends when you don't speak fluent English. You can still use these resources to improve your spoken English without judgment. Next one is to change your belief system. You will make mistakes, and that's okay. There's an old Cherokee story about two wolves. One is evil. He is anger, envy, self-pity, guilt, and inferiority. The other one is good. He is joy, courage, hope, humility, and faith. And if they fight, which wolf do you think will win? The answer is the one you feed. This is the same with your English learning journey. Whichever mindset you feed will dictate your action, and your action will dictate your outcome. If we focus on and give energy to the thought that I can't do it, my English is not good enough, this will result in the action of you not speaking a word in English or only doing input activities. However, if you feed the thought, it's okay if I make mistakes because this is a part of the learning process, it will be easier for you to practice your English without feeling so much shame and eventually help you become fluent. None of us knew how to walk when we were born. We all had to fall thousands of times before we could start walking. Keep being shy, keep being nervous, keep being embarrassed. This is all part of the process. Don't give up and you will get there eventually. Last but not least, find a support system. Have a friend who would do it with you. You know what makes it easier for you to stick to the positive belief system? It's having a support system around you. Take the example of exercising and getting fit. When I was trying to get in shape and exercise again, I tried to look around me and found some friends who were also trying to get fit. We started having conversations about what their routine is like and what they are trying to do get fit. Knowing that someone around me also has a similar goal makes me feel less alone because we both know how hard it is and it's constant effort that needs to be put in. And this helps me feel more motivated and on track. And this especially gets in handy when I feel lazy or discouraged from time to time. You have someone else to depend on to get you feel motivated again. And the same applies to learning English. Surrounding yourself with others who share your goal keeps you motivated. And this will make it easier for you to stick to your routine. All right, there you have it. It's the new year, so don't worry what you couldn't get done last year. Start the new year with positivity and try something different. Make a different choice than you did in the past. Choose to feed the wolf of hope, determination, and growth. Choose to take the step that you've been afraid of. With that, like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. See you in the next video. Happy New Year, everyone.